everybody, and welcome to week 5 of Children's Literature and Language. This week, we're going to focus on the early years, and we're going to do that in 2 different ways. So let's take a look. And here we are. That's week 3. Here's week 5. Okay, so we're going to focus on the early years in 2 ways. First, we're going to read the next chapter in our textbook, which is all about the brain in the early years and how important it is that it's developing so quickly and that what all we need to do to be helping it develop. So we've got some science in this chapter. And then once we've learned all that science, what do we do with that? Why is that necessary for this class? Well, because we need to be working on communication and language skills, which are going to eventually help develop literacy skills. So after we focus on the chapter, we switch a little bit. So I have you read the chapter this week. So you'll notice that this usually says module summary or something like that, but I changed it this week. It says module lesson because your whole lesson is right here. Okay, so you're going to start reading this and you're going to stop and read chapter 2. You've got your skeletal outline notes because I recommend that you print them off or have them on a screen next to you or something, just where you can flip back and forth between screens and take notes as you read is my recommendation. So you're going to stop and read The Power of the Early Years. Hopefully you'll pick up on these key points in there about the significance of brain development, the essential roles adults play, and really it should fall on all adults. But you especially have that responsibility as an educator. And here, the importance of early childhood educators. So once you've read that, what do we do with that? Like I said, we focus on how to, what this means for communication skills. So then I have all of this for you to read. My source on this is mostly the Virtual Lab School. I got a lot of this. I had this information. They helped me put it in a concise manner from the Virtual Lab School. And you're just going to read this and watch the video, keep reading. And this is your learning material for the week. So this is what your quiz is going to be over, is the chapter and this information. You'll notice that we get to milestones. If you haven't already learned about milestones in other classes, I always like to try to emphasize that these are just kind of norms. But if a child isn't doing these at these times, it doesn't mean anything is abnormal. Okay, so some children may excel in one area and be a little bit behind the norm or the milestone in another. So just being a little bit ahead or a little behind is not anything to worry about. These are just to help us know, here's what a lot of children are doing at this age so that we can, one, know how to create developmentally appropriate practices and, know how to serve a certain age. But also, if there are too many areas at a certain milestone where children aren't quite meeting those milestones or are lagging, and then it can be a red flag. But I do always like to point out that milestones are guidelines. They're not hard rules, and they're not to be used to make any kind of judgment about a child or where they're at. They're used to help us determine whether or not a child might need some extra special attention. So we do talk quite a bit about milestones here and what typically different infants and toddlers can do at different ages and what we can do with that information. So, like I said, this is basically your lesson. Then you're going to take a quiz over the chapter and that reading there. Got 2 chances on the quiz. And then your assignment this week, one of the things that you read about is a serve and return interaction. So you're going to watch these 3 videos about serve and return, and you're also going to read this PDF that gives you 5 serve and return steps. So this is just a tip on ways to interact with young children. So Serve and return interactions make everyday moments fun and become second nature with practice. So you might be doing these all the time without even realizing it. And if not, this week will be good practice as you look at what this assignment is. But by taking small moments during the day to serve and return, you build up the foundation for children's lifelong learning, behavior, and health, and their skills for facing life's challenges. So the first step is to notice the serve and the child's focus of attention. So what's the child into at the moment? What's it pointing at? What's it making a face at? I feel weird saying it. What's he or she making a face at? So that's their serve. They're sending you the ball. They're serving it to you. And now you've got the ball. So you're going to return the serve by encouraging, talking about what they're looking at, what they're pointing to, offering some kind of connection to it. And then that goes back and forth. You're going to name whatever it, you're going to talk about it. You're going to give it a name. And then you can do this serve and return for a little bit, as long as they hold their interest in there. That way they're building vocabulary by hearing you talk about it. You're building bonds by acknowledging what they're into and what they're noticing. And you're showing them that communication goes back and forth. So there are lots of benefits to this serve and return technique. And what you're going to do with it this week is you're going to observe yourself, basically, throughout the week. You're just going to notice as you're at work or at your doing your field experience hours, or even when you're at home with your own kids or nieces and nephews, you're going to notice when you do this. If you don't find yourself doing it naturally, do it. Start doing it. Now that you're cognizant of it, start doing it, because I want you to record when this happens. And I don't mean record that you've got a video and send me the videos. You could record it for your own benefit, for your own notes, but you're not having to provide me with that documentation. What you will do is take notes, record, use your phone to take notes, whatever you need to do of times during the week that you are able to serve and return with a child. And then you're going to report about 5 times that this happened. Okay, so give me the date and time, where it happened. Were you at home or at work? Please don't just put, I was at Wilson Head Start. Put, I was at Wilson Head Start in the gross motor room or something like that. I don't know, wherever you were. I was at Wilson Head Start in the library area of our classroom, wherever you were. And then thoroughly describe what happened. What was the child noticing or pointing to that you were able to catch that serve that they sent you and serve it back? And so tell me what happened and try to relate it to the 5 steps. Then analyze it. Was it effective? How did it support the child's communication development and emotional connection? So you're going to do all of this 5 times. And that's it. You're going to put it on your own paper. Instance number 1, Katie and I, or whatever nickname you want to give the child. You don't have to use real names. Instance number 2, Bobby and I. And yeah, record those 5, and that is it. And you've got a discussion this week. You have some topics to choose from. You only have to select one of these 4 to write about 200 words on. Make sure that you relate it back to the week's learning materials. You're not going to use the learning materials as your answer. You're going to create your own answer and support it with learning materials from the week. So that your classmates know what you're writing about, make sure you include a topic sentence. Include an artifact with a brief explanation. An artifact does not have to be something you are using in your classroom right now by any means. It can be a website that you found that you like, an article that you found that you like, that relates to the topics. So it doesn't have to be something you already have and go, oh yeah, I can share that. You can look for something. You can share links to podcasts if there's something that relates, an episode of a certain learning show that you know of. And make sure that you reply to at least 2 classmates and that you then respond to their replies to you. And then if you want to turn in your notes, oh, sorry, we're continuing our book reviews. You've got 5 book reviews due by next week. And then If you want to turn your notes in for extra credit, you are welcome to do that. So that's our week in a nutshell. I hope that you enjoy getting to practice serve and return. I think that'll be the fun part of the week. And as always, please reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.